take this, but I just can't keep it to myself when God has been good to me.
Amen.
Try not to tell nobody, but you just can't keep it to yourself. And I heard God heard your testimonies today. There was others that should have gave God glory and testified. But that goes back to what he said in the 8th chapter of the book of Temporal, where he says, don't forget when you get in your sealed houses and you start getting the increase. He said, don't forget me, because he said, I'm the one that gave you power to get it. So I thank God. I want you to read with me, start at verse 1, and let's read it together. To everything
there is a season
and a season.
To everything there is a season and a time. To every purpose under the heaven. To be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to mourn and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to give and a time to lose. A time to keep and a time to cast away. A time to rend and a time to sow. A time to keep silence and a time to speak. A time to love and a time to hate. A time of war and a time of peace.
You can sit down. Now notice, it says, to everything there is a season and a time, to every purpose under heaven. Now, when you all were reading that, all those was not good times. It was some good. Did y'all pick that up? And that was some that was not so good. Because we got some folks think they're going to live forever, but you're going to die. So that shook some of you. But if you're born again, it didn't. But what God wants you to see is that to everything there is a season. And how many of y'all see season in time? I really want y'all, God wants you to get this today. Season and a time. I'm back and I'm going too fast. There is what? Spring. Then there's what? Summer. Then what?
Fall.
And winter. 4 different seasons in 1 year. But they're all under and in time.
Yes, sir.
Stay with me. He said, to everything there is a season, time, to every purpose. Purpose. People are searching and looking for purpose in life. What is it about life? What do I need to do with my life? You just read for yourself. There's a time to do this, a time to do that, a time to that, all that. You're trying to find your purpose. But notice, this is what God wants you to get. Notice in this one verse, help me say under heaven. Everything that you just named out about time is temporal. God wants you to get this. It's temporal. And everything that you name out about time is found where? Help me say under. What? What is under? It's under heaven. Now where is heaven? Heaven is above. Where are we in time? We are under. We are here on the earth under what? Heaven. So you see, all the things that you just read, the time to be born, time to die, and on and on. All of these things are temporal. So that tells me, and it should tell you, that you're not going to stay here, you're going to die. Do not put your soul in something that won't last. All the good stuff that some of us have, we can't take it with us. You came with nothing, you're going back with nothing. Stay with me. Now go with me to Genesis chapter 6, verse 17. Because we need to understand that when we are dealing with time, we are dealing with temporal things. And I want something better than temporal. The home I live in, thank God, it's comfortable. But what Jesus went to prepare for me, words cannot explain how beautiful the home that Jesus has prepared for you and I that have given our life to Him. He said in Genesis chapter 6, verse 17, let's read it together. And what?
Behold, I even
do bring a flood of waters
upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life, from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die.
Note what it says, under heaven. Look at somebody and say, under heaven.
Under heaven.
What was destroyed under heaven?
All flesh.
He destroyed all flesh. Everything that was on this earth that was temporal, God destroyed. Get your priorities straight. It's temporal. My life is temporal. I'm temporal. Temporal. We are leaving here, whether you like it or not, every day. Slowly. But we're leaving here. But you got to know something. What is inside of you and me is going to outlive this temporal body. But that's not the end of us. God has prepared another body that will never die, that will house our spirit that will never die. You've got to get this. Because we can teach and preach prosperity all we want. You should want more than temporal prosperity. If you live to get 100 years old, no matter what you have accomplished on this earth, you can't take nothing with you.
That's right.
And then if you have not did the right thing with your eternal soul, and you end up in eternal damnation because of your wrong choices, then it's no one's fault but yours.
That's right.
So God is showing us in His Word today that every temporal thing, including time, is all temporal. It's not going to last. No matter how beautiful it is, it's not going to last. No matter how bad you want it to be, it's not going to last. So I'm going to say this: it's no reason for y'all to leave your wife or husband. Wife leaving your husband because y'all, growing out this way and that way, and you don't have that slender shape like you used to have, and all this and that. It's temporal.
Yes.
Fall in love with one another.
Yes.
And love each other, because you're not going to stay the same.
Amen.
Now, I think you got the picture that we're living in the now. Do y'all get that? Everything that you see is in the now. I'm sorry, in temporal. Not the now, but temporal. It's in the temporal. I can't go fast with this, because we got to get out of the temporal. Church. Are you the church?
Amen.
Look at your neighbor. Are you the church?
Are you the church?
If you are the church, then you are now in the supernatural.
Yes.
You are in the now. And you go to Hebrews 11 and 1, it said now what? Faith. And what does the word mean? Now mean? Now mean present.
Yes.
Now mean now.
Yes.
Now mean that my spirit is in this temporal body now, but guess what? It's not going to stay up in here.
That's right.
Amen.
Right.
My spirit is coming out of this temporal. And Avery, that's not the end.
That's right.
Tierra, that's not the end. I'm not picking on, just call it name. God wants you to see that I'm a now God.
Yes.
God wants you to see that He's a spirit.
Yes.
And God wants you to see this too. Everything that exists, you just read, when God destroyed mankind because of their sin in the flood, He destroyed how much flesh? All of it.
All of the flesh.
He destroyed everything that had breath.
That's right.
That was under the what?
Heaven.
Everything was destroyed. Except who? Noah and his family. God destroyed everything.
Yes.
Got to tell you, everything that I got, that you think you got, it's going to be consumed.
That's right.
God had already prepared a new heaven, a new
Earth.
earth
Yes. Yes.
for you and I to live in, but before we live in it, guess what? He got to get rid of all this.
Yes. Right. Yes. That's right.
All of this got to be burned up,
Yes.
done away with. Then God going to set it down.
Yes, He is.
Where is heaven going to be? He's going to set it down where? On earth. And we're gonna be in the midst of us. He's gonna be our heavenly Father.
Yes. Yes. Fellowship. Yes. Yes.
But I got to tell you something. Every now you and I, you can't see the real Larry.
Come on.
It's on the inside of a house now. This is my shell. This is a house.
Yes.
I hope y'all listening.
Yes.
You are a house. I can't see the real daughter Henry. I only see a shell. I see a house. For instance,